Okay, so I'm talking here with Capers women's basketball head coach Fabe and Kenzie, and of course their star player Kelsey Hodgson, who just wrapped up her final regular season game of what's been an illustrious AUS career, arguably one of the greatest careers by a Capers athlete. I guess we'll start from the beginning, Kelsey. How did it all get started? How did you end up going from high school ball in Fredericton to playing here at CBU?
I wasn't really recruited, and I was interested in coming to CBU since about grade 10, so my high school coach knew Fabe a little, and that's kind of where it got started, so yeah.
So why the interest in CBU from grade 10 on? What kind of made you aware of the program?
I seen them put it on UMB pretty good once at UMB gym, and our whole team kind of made an event to go to the game, and then I seen like they had won, I think, my grade 11 year, and so I seen them lose in grade 12, like the championship when they were at the Aiken Center, but I don't know, since grade 11, I think it was just the intensity. I knew I could get better by seeing the level of the players that I had seen in grade 10, so I wanted to come here for that reason.
Now, Fabian, as Kelsey just said, she wasn't recruited to come here. She kind of came on her own accord and tried out and made the team. Her first couple of tryouts or scrimmages, did you have any idea what kind of franchise player she'd become?
Well, we actually recruited her. She wasn't recruited very highly by other schools, but I definitely recruited her. I had seen her play in high school, and she shot the ball pretty well in the game and stuff, and she had a little bit of fire, which I like, competitive fire, which is hard to teach. And once she got here and got comfortable with the players, we knew that she was going to be all right, right? And she was quick to learn. She had a strong desire to get in the gym and get better. So, I mean, once she settled in with us, we knew she was going to be good eventually, and she's turned into quite a star.
You knew she was going to be good eventually. Did you know she was going to lead the CIS in scoring perhaps 2 years in a row?
No, I didn't know that, but I'm happy it happened. I really didn't know it. I didn't expect it per se, because we don't try to feature one person per se in our offense. But we've kind of used her the last couple of years in that way because she's become such a good player, and it's all her dedication and hard work getting in the gym that's made her the player that she is.
Now, over the course of your entire AUS career, who are some teammates perhaps, or maybe some other influences that have helped you become the player you are today?
Well, other than the coaching staff, I would say players that I've played with since the beginning, Maureen Murin, who's on our coaching staff now, and definitely playing with Natasha Eady and Tamara Aline for my first 3 years. They brought intensity, and they're both competitors, so that helped me along the way. I learned a lot from Tash, so.
I saw you quoted in an article on the CIS website the other day where you said that Kelsey was the most dedicated athlete that you've ever coached. What is it about Kelsey's dedication, work ethic, and practice perhaps that kind of puts her above the rest?
Well, there's without question she's the most dedicated. I've had a lot of tough athletes, been blessed with some special players here. But I think she stands out from the ability to self-motivate and get in the gym and shoot the basketball on her own. And all I have to do is give her one or two little things, and she'll go in and do those things for an hour to make it better. And, it's that continuous, insatiable desire, basically, to improve and be the great player. And, she wants the big shots, the big times, and that's what happens when you get in the gym and become a great player. So her desire is what sets her out from everybody else. The other thing is her smarts. I've had two players who've been absolutely brilliant in our program. One was Maureen Murin, and I'd rank Kelsey really close with her with regards to knowing everybody's role on the floor, where they should be at what time, what they should be doing. So her knowledge of the game has really improved. Her basketball IQ has come up immensely. So those two things, the desire and the basketball IQ, set her out above a lot of people.
Well, let's fast forward to last season, which was a banner season for yourself, Kelsey, a CIS leading scorer, and you set a record for points in an AUS season, I believe, with 515 or something in that ballpark. Has it really sank in yet what kind of season you had last year, and really at the end of your career, when you look back on it, just how special is last season?
Last season was big. It was my first year without Tash, and she was really go-to before when it came down to big shots and stuff like that, so I usually had some pressure taken off of me with Tash, but last year I guess that was over with when we started this season here against in our first home opener. I guess that just kind of, you have to let that go. That was a good season and we won and stuff, but we needed to move on from winning our banner last year, and we did well. We did okay at Nationals last year, not what we wanted, but we just wanted to step forward, and I have to let that go and carry on this year. So.
And also last year you set a record that may stand for quite a while, 46 points in a single game. In a nutshell, can you kind of take us back to that game and just what the heck was going on that made everything go right?
Nothing was really going right the first couple minutes of the game. I didn't hit anything, and then I think I hit 1 3, and then it just kind of kept rolling from there. So I like playing against UMB, and I know a lot of their players, and my best friend was defending me, so we usually have a healthy competition. But no, it just I guess I was feeling it that night after I missed about 5 straight shots. So yeah, it was pretty exciting at the end of it.
Now, of course, as anybody who watches this team knows, this is far from just the Kelsey Hodgson show. Your team is balanced and deep, and really this year's team heading into the AUS Championship next weekend, where does it stack up compared to previous Capers champions?
Well, we've got a lot of the intangibles that lead to a championship team. What I've identified over the years is that you need to have courage, right, in order to win, right, and you need to have resiliency, right, and we have both those. We've been tested pretty tough these last few games, even at losing one and coming back to win the next one, being tested a couple games at Katie and Dow really close. We have those things, and that's what the championship team needs. So I've seen that happen, right, and I don't really compare them to other teams. I've been asked that question actually last week about that, and I don't really compare them. This team is really different. It's probably a lot more, versatile in a lot of ways, a lot more depth, and I think we have a lot more weapons than we've had in the past.
And sticking with this year's team, Kelsey, I saw when you came off the court in the final minute there just how emotional a moment it was for you to kind of high-five and hug your teammates one last time. Just how good is the chemistry on this year's Capers team?
I would say since the beginning, we went out to our assistant coach's place where was it, in Brador, I think. I don't know, we had a good time in Badek, and I felt from there, like there was 11 of us or so that returned, and we only added two new people to it, but they came along quickly, and they're quiet. She's quiet at times, Justine McNeil is, but she fits in very well, and so does Louise Valdez. They're both characters, so yeah, there's it wasn't too emotional tonight because we got a few more games here, but it's nice just to have everyone behind you, and they're great teammates.
How are you feeling about the AUS Championship coming up next week? Obviously, you guys finished well ahead of the pack in first place, but as we all know, the playoffs could be a one-and-done event. How do you feel about the chances going in?
We have a good amount of time to rest. Other teams are still playing this weekend, and St. Mary's is the same boat as us. They were done last weekend, but I think a little rest will help us, and then really focus on us and then possible opponents this upcoming week. So I feel pretty good. I mean, anything can happen in playoffs. That it's one and done. May not be the best team that wins. It's who shows up every day. So we've been preached that every day. So I think our girls are ready for it. A lot of us are returning, so I think we know what to expect.
Now, looking back on your entire career with the Capers, what are maybe one or two career highlights aside from all the records and numbers that we already kind of went through?
A good memory would be at UMB, my first year at Nationals. We went out to the Aiken Center and made it to the final, but I had a good semifinal. That was just fun to have that in Fredericton, and another one.
One's really fine, if that's all you got.
Yeah, that's a good one. We'll leave it at that.
Yep, so you guys went to Nationals last year, lost to, I believe it was Regina. Maybe take us back to Nationals, Fabian, and what maybe did you guys learn from that experience that you can take back if you guys get back there this year? Well,
if we get there this year, there's one thing we have is experience at that level. Last year you walk in there and it's like walking on eggshells. You don't know what's happening for the young players. We'd been there. There was only really one player on our team that had been there before, and that was Kelsey from her first year. So the coaches knew what to expect, but none of the players did. So they're nervous and a little rattled, so it was hard to keep them calm down. Right? We played the host team in their gym the first night. It was a packed house. They had everything on their side, and we just got a little rattled. I mean, if you look at Nationals last year, other than the first half of the first game, we won every other quarter of basketball we played. So we were pretty happy with that result. So we'll take little things from that about how we played there, and then basically is learn how to have composure in big games. And tonight we started off pretty poorly, right? So I mean, it's a chance to learn from that experience too about how you can get rattled and still come back and win games.
And no matter what happens at the end of this year in the AUS Championship or in Nationals, you do have the record for most points career by a Caper, just passing Janice Moseychuk last weekend, or 2 weekends ago perhaps. What does that mean to you, that record?
I didn't know about the record until someone had called me about it, so I wasn't too focused on it, I guess. Even when I found out, records aren't a huge deal really to me, but it is nice. I mean, for now, until someone passes me, that I guess my name will stand there and leave a little mark on the program. Well, yet I want to go and try and play professionally overseas in Europe and see if anything opens up with Canada basketball. Not really sure what'll go on there, but definitely want to keep playing overseas.
All right, well, Kelsey Hodgson may have just wrapped up her regular season career with the Capers and here in the AUS, but she certainly has one final chapter to write in her storied Capers career, and that's next weekend at the AUS Championship, February 26th through 28th, right here at the Sullivan Fieldhouse. You don't want to miss it.